going, they're down below me. Commit the med kit. We don't have another choice. This is the only health I have, right? So very interesting to see. Let's take a look at our leaderboard with only 2 games left. How are things going?
Ooh.
Peterbot, wow. Pollo still holding on, especially after that last game. What I found very interesting about Peterbot and Pollo in that game, they started the game with bunker, right? But yet most of the game, they were just shambles.
Yeah, we saw how deep into the storm that they had to go for that bunker. And when that happens and you have to do a big rotate, they're landing over the raft, and it was a southeastern zone. And then by staying in the storm to get that bunker, you just have so much potential to sacrifice, especially when people are paying attention to all those outside teams going for those tags. You just have to use mats, and you're going to have to use your heals a little early in that situation.
Yeah, the casters mentioned it as well. They made a more quick south rotation, of course, within that very first zone to take out the OCE team down there that took out Venno and Clicks, and I think they didn't get the forecast tower there either, so they were always back in the storm. They didn't know where that next zone was going to be, so they couldn't plan ahead. And we've kind of seen that a lot throughout the day and the whole weekend, I guess, with Peterbot and Pollo. They haven't necessarily looked like the most healthy team, the most stacked team at all circumstances and all situations, but they have the fragging power, they have the ability to pull themselves out of that situation, and that's what makes this team so great. Absolutely.
We saw there in a moment, Thomas HD jumps into a box, making the maddest play I think I've ever seen. What's interesting about this duo, right? Earlier on in the game, around 4th zone, they're sitting 700 above.
Yeah.
And then we go into like 7th zone, they're 400 above. And then kind of running out of steam as far as like mats are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, look at this, just 3 builds available to them, unfortunately jumping into that box. It was possible that Thomas HD thought that it could have been a solo, but Queasy, once again, just with that solo clutch, even though he wasn't able to get too much besides the elimination and an 11th place finish, that still adds up, Mini.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it was a similar situation to earlier on where he actually left the body in the storm. He couldn't get the heals and the materials and stuff that was on that body earlier. He went for it this game. He tried it. He saw those chug smashes, which of course can heal your whites, and he tried to go for it. Wasn't quite enough there at the end, but again, a nice game. Of course, Peterbot and Pollo there got 17th place. I think it was an 11th place for these guys right here, so they're getting the upper hand on them. They're getting the edge on them. It's just not quite enough to take over that first place spot.
This is going to be a fight until the very end. 2 games left to go, and then a champion will be crowned. Fortnite fam, let's get ready to jump into game 11 on the day. Casters, over to you.
Here it is. There's only 2 more chances now. Match 11 being one of them coming right up.
It almost feels so surreal at this point, MDF, that we are right on the cusp of crowning our next global champions.
Yeah, and it is really close at the top. I can't believe Queasy and Thomas couldn't take the small opportunity available, but let's see it. More chances will everyone get here in match number 11 to take their shot at the throne, because at this point Peterbot and Pollo have served up too many opportunities. They can't surely come up short, right?
You would think so, but at the same time, NDF, with a 1.5 times point multiplier, anything is possible. And speaking of crazy possibilities here, Brutal Beachhead, Gal Gamer, Haman, they're actually going to fly right overhead. They've recognized they have been completely outdropped. Their intentions are elsewhere. Sato and Andalex, though, on the north side of the warship here at Brutal Beachhead. Could be a moment for Acorn and Cole to potentially manifest their own destiny here on the day, because they have certainly encountered a fair share of struggles. And the contest also continues at the Rebels Roost for Kovacs, Putty, Sky, and Scroll.
Looking for an opportunity, looking for an angle right now. Huddy's gonna get a huge pickup from the drop right there. So that's the round out the loadout here. Shotgun, AR ready to go. Burst being a great option so early right now. Monarch pistol for Kovacs, so not exactly the best. However, this is a hot drop, so you can see there are plenty of drones flying around that'll drop good loot as well. But Scroll and Sky this time not content with what they've received. Back off. We've seen them do this before. Meanwhile, on the other side, a power-worthy and Alex kicking things off, continuing their domination over Restored Reels. They really have impressed us, I would say, with what they're capable of in the early game. if they can just patch up that mid game, I mean, they would make OCE very proud.
Well, they've managed to smooth out the difficulties that they had in day one as far as that 50-50 drop is concerned and restored reels. The problem now today has just been Kanata and Cooper, amongst other teams, just closing in on that location after they see the exchange take place. But Acorn is currently situated here at Brutal Beachhead without Cold, and considering the Andalex as an elimination of his zone, you have to expect that that was the one he found on the Cold.
Yeah, it's sad to see, but it's about the worst we've seen Acorn and Cold do in person right now, and there's a lot of factors starting to add up. Normally, they played very, very well, you know, being contested. However, there were some rumors Cold wasn't feeling 100% today, so that could be taking its effect here now, especially as we drag on later into the evening, as they've kind of slipped down, but shift our focus into the stars of the evening, if you will. Pollo and Peterbot right now really starting to take form here. Last game makes you wonder what all went wrong in the mid game, given that they were just in shambles somehow. No extra material. And then on the other side, Queasy and Thomas had a opposite situation, but this time it's an elimination.
They pushed in rather quick to capitalize on Kramsu and Clone, who do land a little bit north
Headshot.
of where Research Rock is at, and sure enough, Queasy just beaming Kramsu. Could have potentially just been a circumstance where Kramsu didn't even have time to react. He just got dropped in 2 shots pretty much, so well played to Queasy, Thomas HD for that one. Something we were just talking about in between these matches is the fact that Queasy and Thomas have been able to find the placement points, but what they need to add to it at this stage are the eliminations.
Definitely being elimination light is what's holding them back on the standings right now, but consistency is surely theirs, and that'll trump everything. Talk about consistent teams. Vico and Flixie have been online, but this time they have to be careful, have to be wary of Bryson Bolts, who are coming off a Victory Royale, given that they are another top 10 team, so that's not gonna be easy by any means, but a battle for the forecast tower is, of course, worth fighting for. And we've seen Bryson Bolts escape already with the cards, so.
Not only that, I mean, even factor in what happened yesterday. Bryson Bolts taking out Flixie when he did secure that forecast key card, so anything goes just about. Just because you get the key card, until you actually confirm it onto that forecast tower, you can't consider it in your control. Teeny and Chap, though, across the map, just putting on so much pressure here for Garrison Shari. No real opportunity for them to bounce back here.
Garrison Shari mixing up the strategies doesn't seem to be working going north at all right now. They were better off sitting in the storm trying to catch tags on the Clix and Vino. Jumping in with Chicho now in Trulex. Just outside the Doomstat. Big base here. Ramped out almost to see what they can find. Things are going to slow down here for a moment, but on the other side, things starting to heat up now for Chap and Teeny. Another elimination to finish the duo off.
They knew that Shari was a solo, though, after collecting Gira, so it makes sense that they would take the time to pinpoint his location. The surge damage, just such a massive necessity to collect early on, so that way they can have better control over their rotations as the match progresses. Because we are down to our final 2 lobbies here today, MDF. Walks Ping getting active now because the likes of Rise and Yuma, and they're gonna win out. 2 big eliminations to add to the tab, as Pollo and Peterbot yet again also finding themselves fully in control of the forecast tower.
They've doubled back, they've secured it again, and this means that they will have all the information for all of the zones coming up. It's such an advantage. And it's not just them, right? There are other teams, of course, securing other forecast towers. However, they have just been the team that be able to do the most with that information.
But now you've got a team with the best medallion, the best striker burst assault rifle, the best kind of opportunities to set themselves into optimal positioning thanks to the forecast. Shutting that down might not even be the focus. More so, it's just got to be other teams emphasizing even more still into their own gameplay to ensure that they can keep up at this point.
Miko and Flixie trying to keep up. I love that they go around, tag other teams, and then double back to the railways, always looking for someone who makes the mistake of getting to their drop spot, looking for scraps. Seems to be what works. On the other side, though, CZB Nathan, EU team going up against Bryce and Bolts right now. Bryce and Bolts are actually just waiting right now, probably not too sure about what they want to do. I'm sure they want to get back to farming as they don't have much to work with here, and CZB and Nathan seem to catch a read here. They don't want to take this fight.
Yeah, CZB and Nathan, they're in a far better position as well, just having that little bit of elevation to work with. So Bryce, Bolts, they're likely going to head the opposite direction, but something I couldn't help but notice, last time we checked in with Trulex and Chicho, that surge base that they had established, the way that they were taking shots into Doomstad, wondering how much interference they've been playing today up against the likes of Muzz and Epic Whale, Reet and Ritual. Keep in mind, those two teams are trying to head, they're already softly contesting each other. They've been splitting Doomstad between the north and south sides, but when you've got Trulex and Chicho, such strong mechanical players, you know they have such crazy pinpoint accuracy, and they're holding you with the surge base from so far. It can be very difficult to actually work your way out of that location.
Especially if it forces you into another team that you're not expecting, which of course will be disastrous. Chicho and Trulex doing just that as well, talking about manipulating these rotates. They're trying to do that here. No tags right now into Rapid and Batman Booga. However, Trulex has got a completely different angle here on the outskirts. But the call's being made. Time to get a move on it here. They'll be one of the first to rotate now.
Plenty of rocks, though, to easily refarm some of the brick that they had invested for that first surge base. And just behind them, you can see Muzz, Epic Whale. They've had to maintain a low profile to prevent themselves from being victims of Trulex and Chicho's Eagle Eyes inside of that surge base. But the surge bases continue to pose issues for plenty of other teams around the lobby. Here we've got Poyo and Peterbot actually looking to see if they can capitalize onto Sky and Scroll. One above, one below. Sky, Scroll caught in the center. But they're gonna try to just finagle their way out of this one, sure enough. Poyo, though, just quick to the chase.
Haven't quite got the tags, though, right? So something isn't going right for this battle here. Clearly, the goal is damage and or eliminations, but none being earned. Meanwhile, Ping and Wox right here are in a completely different fight. Deep into the storm, just outside the underworld. Wox, who's at 3 eliminations here, clearly fired up for match 11 right now. Chasing down Visuals and Braids. Finds the wall, Ping on the other side, gets the edit. However, Braid slips out.
This is looking rather dire, though, for Braids. For Wox and Ping, they've already invested so much time. They need this surge damage at this point, which is why Wox, he's so intent, so determined to make sure that he cleans up the other half of this duo. Not to mention the 3 eliminations as well. Wox and Ping playing super aggressive. Some of these final lobbies. A knock, though, is going to be a big setback here for Wox and Ping. They have some white heals to work with, but keep in mind, we just saw Trulex and Chicho's positioning. All the other teams as well that are based a little bit more towards that northeast side of the map are going to have ample opportunity to just gatekeep these teams that are still inside the storm rotating so late.
Think about what they're fighting for. These are all of our top 10 teams we're jumping in and giving you guys updates with. You are seeing just why they are sitting well within the top 10. Taking fights, dropping teams, making big moments every single chance that they get, and now Dukes and Sphinx are looking to do just that as well here. as they're sitting heavily in 5th here. But Kramsu Clone looking for the double pincer here. Both sides are cut off, but Dukes and Sphinx double back one another. Good defensive wall thrown down there. The tags are even better, but Dukes, as mechanical as he is, can't take too many of those tags there. Will he be set back? Kramsu really pushing the agenda here, as is Clone.
Keep in mind, Clone and Kramsu, they're trying to make up for lost time. Queasy getting that initial elimination posed such a big setback because they had to make a play for the reboot ban. So now you know that they need some surge damage to efficiently move throughout the rest of this mid game. And Dukes and Sphinx, they wouldn't mind the refresh materials at this point. They're using up a lot of their splashes just to try and get the job done. Not sure which duo actually decided to start the engagement, but at this point, somebody needs to find closure before the third party trickles in.
Yeah, Dukes and Sphinx gonna get another tag here onto Kramsu, but not much. Clone is also hurt, but so is Sphinx. Sphinx seems to be the one taking the most damage in this battle. All of these chug splashes coming out to make sure they keep him up. Given the circumstances, the Flowberry Fizz to reset the full HP now. They're gonna commit back into it. They're too deep into the water now to give this one up. They're gonna have to swim their way out. They need the mats, they need the material, they need everything that they can pick up off of Dukes and Sphinx here. And Sphinx and Dukes need to stay alive because they're inside the top 5, so much more riding on the line for them right now.
But again, the fact that they've even been held up for this long with Kramsu and Clone is such a huge detriment. There are multiple teams now beginning to filter in around them, and the way that the zone has started to pull over the likes of Reckless Railways, keep in mind that's also Vico and Flixie's backyard, and they've got that forecast knowledge from this match.
Dukes is trapped though, 2 tags come in, and he is forced back to the low ground. This is not going the way they expected at all here. Sphinx also punished now. The Hispanic duo sees blood in the water here as they've caught the white tags. They are hunting as aggressive as ever. Down goes Sphinx first. Dukes falls as well, and 5th place is out now. And this is gonna give everyone else the chance now to secure that 5th plus. Brazanti Demo, they'll move in here. It's not over for Clone and Kramsu. In fact, it's done for them now as Resigns is gonna find the first elim, and Demo gets the second. And just like that, they timed their entry perfectly for OCE.
And at this stage, again, Clone and Kramsu, sure they got the points from the set of eliminations onto Dukes and Sphinx, but fact of the matter is, they weren't in a position to be able to deal with the third party after the fact that Kramsu left as a solo. And this time, he might not have the opportunity to actually make a reboot ban play like his partner just did for him earlier on. All the while, Chicho and Trulex, they have found their new height of surge-based territory. And they've got a massive overview of where the entirety of the lobby is. This brick box on top of the mountain face as well. Very easy to spot for other teams, which means the flow of traffic for players moving into this next zone likely going to be restricted by Chicho and Trulex.
Yeah, this is as big as bases get here, especially given that it's off the mountain, so they just have so much visibility on the edge of the map. Rift Island, once again, housed by Pirba and Pollo. Probably the 8th time out of these 11 matches. They will show up consistently here. Playing into the storm right now. I wonder what's the game plan here. As they continue to rack up tags. Does seem like they will need a fight here soon.
Peterbot's got all the chug splashes for this duo. Go ahead and make sure to expend a handful of them, but Pollo, Peterbot, no. It's just gonna be Flowberry Fizz into the launch pad and go, but they can see all the teams that are rifting around them, teams that might even be looking to take that launch pad later on, but most importantly of all, they're heading straight for surge-based territory.
Look at who they're gonna land on. They're following Huddy and Kovacs right now. They find a fresh wall from Scroll and Sky. That would even be a better option given that this is a weakened team. Little do they know, but Pollo gets the first tag onto him, and unfortunately that sets him back. Goes for a trade of tags onto Swizzy, and Peterbot showing us exactly what he is known for, and that is that deadly aim right there to keep them in the game. But just on the line of Surge right now, floating above it. They're not completely safe just yet.
Can't lose focus though. Swizzy and Yapko are not gonna go out without a fight. Sure, Peterbot might have that Mythic Striker burst, but Yapko returning fire, letting them know it's not gonna be easy. 58 below the damage threshold though for Kovacs and Huddy. They are just getting so held by everyone surrounding them, barely managing to find a shot in the nick of time. More importantly still, it seems other players falling in the lobby instead will be their bailout moment. They are fortunately gonna be able to take a quick moment to pause, heal up, and then determine where they head next. Harping out, not necessarily an option. They're gonna have to fight because they need more material.
Nice little pickup here for Peterbot. Still has 2 splashes to work with right now. These eliminations being a massive, massive recovery opportunity for them. Let's take a look at it. It was Worthy who was flying in here. He didn't stand a chance. Unfortunately, fell short of the storm line there. Queasy, Thomas HD, hot on the heels of Flixie and Vico now. That would be an incredible team to drop, given that they are in 3rd place.
They could just play for Deadside at this point. They have so much damage above the rest of the lobby. They're gonna be a little bit late, but Thomas HD, do you ever miss with the Monarch pistol, man?
We have seen him do so much damage with that weapon. It wouldn't doubt me if the stats say that he is far and above the rest with a Monarch here on the weekend. Take a look at that in just a moment, but Kovacs, Huddy now, very much below the Surge here, forced into a box-to-box engagement here. This is as scrappy as it's gonna get, and they need an elimination here now. Clock is ticking, starting to run short on time. It's gonna be a matter of moments before this storm really starts to ramp up onto them. Let's see it.
The damage threshold is only going to continue to climb even higher. Huddy, Kovacs forced to jump into Sky and Scroll's box, but it's not going to do them any good. They find the knock onto Scroll, but that's just going to be the setup for Wox and Ping. They take Scroll's body, instantly throw it back into their turf. Sky now left to fend for himself as a solo. Plenty of damage above the threshold, but in a sea of duos, what options does he really have?
And they're just sitting on that refresh right there. Now they're all the way back into the thing. This is kind of crazy for Wox and Ping. They've come out like reasonably out of nowhere, literally now in 4 eliminations. And they're just in this conversation for a top 5 run this game. Just 20 points behind now, Bryce and Bolts, given how many eliminations they're starting to pick up here. For Bolts and Bryce though, they're finally finding theirs too, so that's a set starting to add up here.
Look at how isolated Queasy and Thomas HD were, though, on that far west side of the zone. A little bit of a dead side position, but they are going to have to deal with Paper and Victor V, I believe, who seem to be joined up with them. Not going to be an easy path to trek by any means, but right there with you, Bryce and Bolts have really started to heat up here. And this is where it matters most, because you only have this lobby and the next to work with, and then that's it. And there is a lot of prize money on the line when you look at these positions in the top 5 of the leaderboard.
Oh, the gap is a big, big jump. The first Bolts and Bryce have to make it there, if you will. They're in the top 5, but pushing through is going to be difficult now, given that they're running low on HP, even shorter on damage here. The fact that Bolts has to rely on bandages here, but a great, great shot there. Not enough to find the elimination, unfortunately. Loses his teammate in the process, however. He is above the threshold for now. It'll buy him a little bit of time. Lowberry Fizz to give him that extra mobility here so he moves fast. allows him to get an inch further. It's Reason who's down at the bottom layer. What can Bolts do now? Can he maintain his position here?
Reason had also been desperate for some elimination damage, but Bolts will get the last laugh. Granted, I don't know how long it'll last, considering the fact that his current position is as grim as ever, especially seeing all these teams in front of him. Chiefs just skirting by. Venom and clicks his box. Bolts hoping to keep right up overhead. Just trying to maintain an isolated position, but 25 above the damage threshold, and he will finally be taken out.
While all that is happening, there is more action unfolding here for the likes of Thomas HD and Queasy, who are now looking to set themselves up with some high ground positioning once again here. How many wins do we think they can take before the weekend's over at this point? Match 11 starting to heat up, though. Not looking good for Clix and Vino, who are also going to fall inside the top 20. Peterbot and Foyo continuing to rack up the eliminations here.
They couldn't have found those elims at a better time. Granted, it will be difficult for them to actually make their way towards the body loot, but Peterbot Foyo, they might just choose to take what's right in front of them. Rise immediately falls to Peterbot's accuracy, but it comes at a cost. Peterbot's lost Foyo. The lobby has closed in. Peterbot from the low ground, forced to throw out the armored wall, but everybody's got their eyes on the prize. It seems as though they've all pinpointed the fact that this is a solo operation.
And look, he's still trying to possibly save his teammate. Remember, Foyo has a lot of heals as well in the extra material, but no, he has to give it up. He has to leave him behind. And we have seen Peterbot be here before. I mean, he just won a game where he clutched it up. So top 14 now, it's not over just yet. Queasy still alive. Thomas HD on the front side of the zone. Peterbot is just cooking though, taking down Teeny now. Every single time he drops a team and finds more eliminations, he is gapping himself away from second and third place.
And think about the mental game. It's starting to unfold for Queasy and Thomas. They're watching this elimination feed light up. Peterbot, regardless if he's got Foyo or not, he's willing to make some miracles happen. Low ground control, though, belongs to Thomas HD and Queasy. They're trying to make some eliminations happen. They need those points. They've got 5 already, but Peterbot just continuing his massacre at this stage.
Keep your attention down to the bottom right now. Thomas HD just found elimination in low ground, and they're starting to put the pressure while Peterbot's trying to rotate. Thomas is going to find another one down low, and he is still cooking here. Meanwhile, Queasy backs him up and takes down Reet on the low ground there, and they are just turning up. This is why they're first and second place, giving into this 11 match right here. They are decimating the lobby.
It's a 1 versus 2 scenario, but Peterbot is just making it happen. Thomas HD and Queasy sitting at 8 eliminations already, though. But Peterbot gets another ritual isolated. No Reet in sight because he's been taken out earlier on. And Peterbot continuing to tarp his way through the low ground. There's a possibility, MDF, these two might actually just clash head on.
We have a 2v2 and then all solos in between. One of those solos is, of course, Peterbot. Rapid is gonna fall as well, and he just does not stop claiming eliminations at this point. Booga on the backside of zone. Don't come out, son. It's not gonna go well if you step into Peter's domain. Meanwhile, Thomas HD, Queasy are setting up the victory royale.
Thomas HD, Queasy, they know. It's Peterbot and Booga.
Oh my
they have
God.
to deal with, but Peterbot gets a huge chunk out of Queasy. Thomas is gonna fall. One more shot could do it. Peterbot with the refresh, continuing to break through on the low ground. He's making the impossible happen.
Queasy versus Booga up top. Takes him down. Queasy versus Peterbot now. How badly do you want it? Queasy is looking for the tag. Both shots can easily go any way. Peter finds the first one. Can he get the second? And he does! He is incredible!
The second time today.
Yo, oh my god, Peterbot! Oh my god! Yo! Yo, Peter!
You just cannot
Nah!
make this up. He is
Yo!
too good.
Nah, this kid, yo! Yo, what a clutch, bro! Oh my god, bro! Two solo clutches by Peter, bro.
You know,
that
Wow.
a taste of what's to come? The one
Oh my
versus
god, bro.
Queasy, the
Yo, this
last
kid's
play of the game.
insane,
Peterbot,
bro.
you
He just
were
won.
out of your mind
He just
there.
won.
Yeah, I don't know. So I eliminated Thomas, and then I know Queasy killed one, right? And then I just knew it was a free win because it was Queasy, not Thomas, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. All right.
Damn, bro.
Boy, yeah, this is... I'm enjoying this. Are you enjoying this too?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, he solo clutched both our wins today, so, I mean.
We started the day with you guys.
there's
A
no
good 60
way.
points in the lead.
Oh my
You guys have been
god.
toe-to-toe with Thomas and Queasy all day long. It goes down to the last
Bro,
game
he just
now.
clutched again,
That's
bro.
gotta
I
be
feel
the
bad
greatest
for
way
Thomas
to
and Queasy,
kickstart
bro.
the last
Like,
game
they
of this
deserve a
competition.
win so badly. He's
What are you
never
guys
won
gonna-
an
I mean, how do you
FNCS. He's
kind of
only got
taking
seconds,
this
bro.
moment, everyone watching
That's
around the
actually
world, everyone
insane.
competing together. This is
Wow.
your time. Do you feel this is your time as a duo as well?
Yeah, I think they're gonna land on. Yeah, I think they're gonna land on us this last game, and then we're just gonna kill them, and that'll be it.
Okay, you expecting that as well? Do you think there's a chance that Thomas and Queasy may make the play and go for you guys and land where you're landing and challenge you?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
I was going to say, I've asked you guys so many questions over the course of the last 2 days. I'm going to ask you what your favorite color is, Peterbot, and is it gold?
No, it's not, but that'll be nice to win, you know what I'm saying?
Would be nice. One more time, would you give it up for Peterbot and Poyo? We could not have asked for a greater way to go into our final game 12. It is so close now. FNCS Global Championships 2024 could not have asked for a better way to close things out. Do not go anywhere. Stay exactly where you are, because after this, we'll be crowning our champions. We'll see you in a bit.
Fortnite fam. Fortnite fam.
We are seeing history being made before our very eyes. Vivid 11-2K. Is that possibly the craziest clutch we have ever seen in FNCS history?
Stakes on the line, right? Like, it may not be like one of the, I don't know, like the craziest ones we've ever seen, but you have to take everything into account. On the stage, lights are on, fans are cheering. They're both first and second place. Peterbot's a solo, and he's just ice cold in the clutch. Levin, we can never count him out. How?
It doesn't get much better than this. I mean, this is everything you asked for. When Hoya goes down, you're looking at Peterbot going, surely he doesn't clutch again. We just saw one of the best clutches we've seen from him all year. And then with Queasy and Thomas in the lobby, they are just bossing it. It looks like if anybody else is in the lobby other than those two, it's a clear win for them. But for them to come blow to blow at the end there, Vivid, oh my goodness. This script is nuts.
You're welcome. You're welcome. There's no way. How would we have ever known? How would we know? And it's like in those moments, right? Top 25. You always kind of wish like the first and second team kind of go head to head. In a manner like this, though, where really Peterbot should not have been able to pull this off. Back against the wall. Look at the materials. Look at us. And yet he takes down Thomas, and then it's just a 1v1, and it comes down to angles. What are these angles, Vivid?
I don't know. Like, Peterbot's tracking is incredible. He just seems to always find the shot first, immediately build afterwards. Just, he's got like, what, 25 HP right there. Just takes no damage from Queasy at all. It is just insane.
I mean, it's really,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people can performance, and you look at individuals of right when he's saying he wishes it was he was happy it was Queasy instead of Thomas. But when you look at how Thomas has been playing, understandably so, Thomas has been absolutely on it all throughout the day. The shots he's been hitting has been so clutch. Oh man, I wonder how they're feeling after that, right? They would have expected to win that.
Do they even like? They probably don't even know what's going on there. They're gonna watch this back and be like, he did what from where as a who? I mean, Queasy and Thomas are just going up against. I mean, you chatted with him, Levin, right? The words that were coming out of Queasy's mouth yesterday, he was like, "How do we beat that?"
I mean, he's making it look possible, at least, right? And
yeah.
And that was one of the things even he emphasized yesterday. He felt like it almost wasn't possible.
Gosh.
But clearly is this here. When they start going up and you're like, oh my god, they're just gonna wipe everyone out of the lobby at this point. Thomas drops down to try to take Booger out, and it's so unfortunate there that Peterbot is just lurking about in the bottom of the zone. I mean, in so many other situations, if you rewind that game, you rewind that end game, they win it more often than not, you'd reckon.
Yeah.
But fine margins. It comes down to the angles.
Hey, just listen to the crowd roar. Literally in that moment, everyone is losing their minds. This is still a close game, okay? Because I do want to call out here, Queasy and Thomas, they got 12 eliminations that game, right? So it's still, if Peterbot and Pollo go down early, Queasy Thomas could still win. I have a question, though. At the beginning of the show, Adam was talking with Queasy and Thomas HD, and he said, listen, if it comes to that, going into game 12, could we see and relive that invitational moment? What did Queasy say?
Queasy basically mentioned that if the gap between second and third place was enough, right? Enough to go ahead and justify, like, oh, listen, if we have a bad game 12, we get 0 points, we're still gonna get second, then we're going for it. We're running it back from Invitational. We're landing on Peterbot and Pollo 11. What does that kind of make you feel? You think they're going to do it or what?
I mean, the gap is there. You look at Peterbot and Pollo, and I know they've had some hiccups in the earlier games of the day, but you can't count on them going down early, right? That isn't just how these games have played out for the most part. And so if you really want to win, you want to take home that championship like we know Queasy and Thomas do, there is one play that can guarantee you that championship, and that is landing on them, taking the raft away from them, and winning out the game.
That's way too scary, though. Are we really saying we think they're going to commit to a raft? There's already duos there, and you know for those other duos are thinking we've got to slow them down. This could be an all-out fight at the raft.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to make the call. Like, could you imagine being Queasy or Thomas? Who's making that call? How do you make that call?
I mean, it's so tough. I mean, Queasy, I would assume, would be the one to make that call, but it's so much more complicated than that, right? Because even if you do land there and you take them down at the raft, there's other teams there, like you guys have mentioned.
Yeah.
What happens if one of these other teams, imagine a world where they take them down, right? Queasy and Thomas manage to land on them, take them down, and then Frex or someone else in the POI goes, hold on a minute, and starts running out.
They pop over.
You know what I mean? Like, it's risky business. It's different from Invitational. Cammy and Seti, when Queasy and Veno landed on those guys, they were landing at an uncontested POI, right? So there was room for it to happen.
Well, fam, this is our hearts racing. We hope you are enjoying the hype. We're getting closer to starting off game number 12. Vivid, I gotta ask, how are you feeling? One game left to go.
Only one emotion rushing through my body right now, and that is excitement. We're, what, 25 minutes away from watching that trophy up there get hoisted by our global championships. One more game separates us and that.
Levin, how are you feeling, man?
You want to know how I'm feeling? You want to know how I'm feeling?
Yeah.
I'm feeling like it all comes down to this. One more game remaining, legacies on the line. I think back to moments. This game's all about moments. Fortnite's about moments. I think back to the World Cup, the young Argentinian king fighting to push his family's life over, fighting for his destiny. I think back to even earlier yesterday, Swizzy, all the adversity he's faced, fighting up against the best duo in the world, Peter and Poy in a 1v2. He did it. I think back to the Invitational 2022. Queasy, Veno against Seti and Cammy to win it all. This game is about moments. Fort Worth, are you ready for a moment? Nah. Fort Worth, I said, are you ready? This is that moment. This is their moment. Game number 12 starts now.
And it couldn't be said any better. Match 12 is here, and the competition has never been closer.
Absolute chills listening to Levin, but he has a point here, MDF. This game is all about seizing the right moment. Pollo and Peterbot flying in to the raft. Company beside them, but no Queasy and Thomas in sight.
But you do have Danath and Tinker still here. Peterbot and Pollo will have to make it out of the drop. They will have to make all the way to endgame here to meet Thomas, HD, and Queasy to run it back one more time. Eliminations are going to be huge here for Pollo and Peterbot as they get to have a chance to open up the point discrepancy.
This is anything but a detriment, though, as far as Pollo and Peterbot are concerned. Danath and Tinka nearly helping them tally up an additional 6 points if they're not careful. All the while, Thomas, Queasy, they've just landed touchdown home base here at Research Rock, Brawlers Battleground, and a whole game ahead of them to try and stamp their mark.
And I know everyone at home watching right now, sitting on the edge of their seats. What is gonna happen? Who is gonna take it all home and lift the trophy at the end? The bragging rights of being the best duo globally across all of the Fortnite regions. Kovacs and Huddy still have so much to fight for as well, given that their podium finish is up on the line here. Let's not forget, third place is still a huge jump up in prizing and bragging. But for Kovacs and Huddy, they've been fighting this team every single game of the weekend so far. They've been relatively successful, but this is the last chance now.
Neither side willing to budge, but for Sky and Scroll, they seem to be on the receiving end for the most part. Huddy, Kovacs trying to close in. They know just how injured they actually are, but Kovacs a little bit too ambitious. Sky, Scroll, they're gonna find the first knock. It's exclusively up to Huddy to keep that podium finish alive.
It's not over yet though. Huddy is way too healthy, and they recognize that this can go either way. Given how consistent he's been, beautiful tag right there onto one duo. Can he get the second? Surely he can, but the damage has been done, and he's forced onto the back foot, starting to run out of mats now. Armor wall comes out. Things are looking really dicey now for Huddy.
There's only so many ways that Huddy could actually choose to escape from this current position, however, and Skrull recognizes that fact. Skrull's gonna find that final elimination. Huddy and Kovacs have had a phenomenal run, but it's cut short. Pollo Peterbot doing the same currently to Trashy and Threats.
And now, there's no threats in sight. Everyone at the raft must go. Peterbot and Pollo need more points, and they want to start opening up the gap here. Trashy's gonna be the first to fall now.
That final elimination having been established there for Pollo and Peterbot. We've got a moment to take a quick listen in with some of our teams.
Wait for the cameras, I'm gonna more craft, yeah? I just know the streams are going like, is Queasy gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Alright, bro. Let's get it. Fist bump, bro. Fist bump, man. Give me a fist bump, bro. Don't leave me hanging.
He thought about it. He tried to bait us. But no, you know, I do respect the fact Queasy and Thomas HD and their ability to stick to their guns, not be pressured into a decision that can throw their entire opportunity away. They've known that Peterbot and Pollo have not played perfectly today. However, when Peter has been online, when Pollo has been online, it is just incredible to witness clearly the clutches that he's put down today have proven just that.
Even when Pollo hasn't been there, the level of support that he's been able to provide for Peterbot and just fully trusting in his teammate, Peter, to clutch up every single time without fail. That is a huge amount of pressure rested upon Peterbot's shoulders, and yet he plays as if there's nothing weighing him down in the slightest.
What's really interesting about Peterbot and Pollo as well, the way they're playing right now, they're not taking any chances. Anything that moves is getting shot. You saw there, even clicks off, and they're hitting everyone back. They're gonna want 1,000 feet between them. And of course, the trophy for now, but Ping and Wax here on the other side have been flying their way up the standings, truly earning their mark, making their mark here on the Globals stage. This is the grand finals, match 12 action happening right now. Yuma is gonna get his tournament cut short now. Wax has to clutch it up, no! Rise has a different story on hand here. Gotta be careful now.
Damage has definitely already been done though by Wax and Ping. Even if Rise manages to overcome this 1 versus 2 scenario, without his duo, he's gonna have to make a play for the reboot ban, and that's gonna cost him so much time. Wax, Ping though, they've got other things in mind, and that's continuing their streak here in the final hour. 2 eliminations already, a third party closing in. They've got ample amounts of shield though. What they really need is more white heals and an opportunity to disengage, most importantly of all.
Honestly, from Wax, that was an incredible angle to counter the ramp that was thrown in the box right there. Quick thinking, swift action. It's gonna allow them to win that fight right there. Tinka has to be careful. They may have won an OCE championship, but here on the global stage, everyone is on equal footing. Things slow down for a moment. Other teams lurking nearby, listening, watching. Brazil, OCE, you never know who's gonna jump in first.
Chicho and Trulix though, they're just sticking to what's tried and true. Surge base up, scour the entire area, and apply pressure onto the teams down in Doomsday. Keep in mind that's likely going to be Epic Whale, Muzz, Ritual one more time, having to deal with Trulix and Chicho's affairs, but Chicho, Trulix, definitely trying to be wary. A couple of shots found their way from the flank positions, and despite how high up they've managed to build these surge bases, you could still be vulnerable when you got these open edits.
No shots returning just yet, though. Everyone almost in position for good reason. Sphinx and Dukes on the other side, playing the Storm right now, trying to, of course, secure what they can here. What a performance from Dukes this weekend here. Again, flying straight up to the top, not really looking back after making the top 5. He has just been so consistent with Sphinx. A duo that honestly we didn't even see coming out of nowhere. Back on over to Vico and Flixie. The Railways pushed out very early this time around with this far western pull.
Part of the reason being, though, we saw Vico and Flixie last we checked in. They were trying to surmount a base around the forecast tower that spawns just a little bit next to Dopinhazen, but with Bryson Bolts right behind them, you almost have to imagine that Bryson Bolts potentially could have pushed them out of that position. Chapentini on the other end, they're trying to deal with the likes of Ed and Persa. Nitrodrome action only going to continue to pick up. There's a lot of commotion that both of these duos are making, and they're on the outside of the zone. Granted, they have plenty of time to work with. TD and Chap could also always opt to take this flaming boost tube if they feel as though this battle isn't worth their time.
Definitely are looking like it's time to get out of here. Couple eliminations, but time to just recoup, bounce back, get the materials, and find your way towards the mid game here. Meanwhile, Booga falls to the hands of Muzz and Epic Whale, and they are racking up the loot now. Other teams are still here at the Doomstot, though. Big rotates coming in, it seems like, from Reet and Ritual. Mapoli and Zoyota as well, just lurking, trying to find an opportunity here to pounce in.
That was a big set of eliminations, though, that Muzz and Epic Whale managed to find. And the fact that it was on to Aviv and Booga can be crushing when you consider that they had started to surmount the comeback potential, trying to maintain the top 10. Aviv unable to get the revive. Respect the commitment, but Muzz and Epic Whale just a little bit too quick on the collapse. Here, the crowd cheering as Thomas HD and Queasy come into view one more time. They're heading straight for this weapons bunker south of the Nitrodrome, and there's already company nearby. So instead, they might opt to pivot, take this flaming boost tube instead, Flowberry Fizz, and it's a fast rotate.
They're on the move right now, Swizzy and Yapko as well, just outside the Grim Grate. Trapped in between Murstache and Malibuca in the distance, a bunker here, of course, being the big upgrade to their loadout. The fact that they get this bunker completely uncontested makes a huge difference as well. Yapko with a single elim right now, starting to cap out on material. This is where focus will start to shift into where do they want to base down for the mid game. Jumping in with Boyo and Peterbot. You can see who's on the way here without giving it away. There is a very clear, determined play in motion right now to intercept this duo.
At the same time, though, you've got to time it right. Queasy and Thomas know Boyo and Peterbot, as long as they have Emma Frost reveal Medallion, every 50 seconds, that marker is going to go out. It is essentially full view of everyone surrounding you, and a big credit for as to why Peterbot has been able to find those two solo clutches for the victory royales here today.
Thomas HC is going to take a lot of damage there. It's time for Squeezy to possibly step up here, but Bakken Pars just going to back up, play that high ground, play that angle. More tags from behind. This is a huge setback now for Queasy here, forced to heal. Loadout looking pretty scrappy as well, given that they don't have big upgraded weaponry, right? They could use a bunker, they could use an elite chest or something. They definitely need something.
They've at least got mats to work with, though, and that could be the ultimate difference maker. Rift Island spawning off in the distance. Kashoro, Keiki, but it's Pollo and Peterbot that'll be first to the top. capture point in sight. And with the control of Rift Island nearly underway, Pollo Peterbot from this position sitting just inside of the zone as well. Their next intent likely gonna be to just fully restrict the flow of this lobby.
And it's almost easy for them to know where the Rift Island is going to spawn. They have the forecast tower. They know where the next zone's going. Obviously, the island's going to be in it, if not extremely close like it is right now. So it makes sense. Pollo and Peterbot are isolated here, and they will be for quite some time. This is, again, probably the weirdest Rift Island we've seen off on the western coast.
And even worse still, it's just a little bit above a weapons bunker as well. With that in mind, Peterbot and Pollo know teams are going to want to get drawn towards that weapons bunker, but trouble afoot here for Vico and Flixie, incredibly low. Vico dropping immediately the ultimate low ground. It's a risky play whenever you opt, try and glide in, but Casper, Prism on the other side of these walls, and they are looking for an opportunity to take this team out.
King walks in a fight right now, continuing to key the lobby down. They want to jump up into those positions, and now they fight their way into 5th here as they're ramping it way online right now. Vico and Flixie next door to Casper and Prism. Paper and Victor V looking inwards, trying to see what's happening here. You have Kanata and the reigning champ, Cooper, there as well. Very, very contested spot here. Meanwhile, Bolts and Bryce, who are our 5th place team coming in, but now slipping down just nearby.
But Bryce and Bolts, they're still slinking around restored rails, and they can hear all of the action, all of the shots being fired just west of them, sometimes a little bit south. Bolts, Bryce, scavenging everything that remains here inside of restored reels. But if anything, their primary focus is exclusively on just maintaining a strong placement to close today out.
Great tax from Chicho. Every time we've jumped in, he is just on it with Trulex here. They have played very, very well. It's that 3rd place spot is what is open for them right now. To pop this Flowberry Fizz and get their rotate going now. Of course, have the dashes, given that it's right on top of the Grim Gate. And all things considering, if the zone ends on the Grim Gate, that will be a factor in its own to take into account for an end game.
Well, don't count it out just yet, because we're seeing that river of sticks get further and further into the heart of these zones. Kligs, Veno caught up currently with Malibuca and Murstache. From one side of the map to the next, though, Murstache, Malibuca know that they're gonna need some elimination points as well. They lost a lot of their footing they had after the conclusion of day 1. Day 2, just too many threats, too many times of falling victim to the power of Oceana, Alex, and Worthy. And now Thomas HD, Queasy, they've managed to work their way from that sticky situation of dealing with Pars and Baka at the ship-it station, but still more trouble afoot here because they are fully aware of the fact that this current surge base is not empty.
It looks like they're looking to gear back up to take the fight again because they have to here. But Queasy scarily leaving himself available and open, trying to tempt others to jump in. Meanwhile, Baka and Pars are gonna bring it down and then go for the catch. This could be everything here. Thomas takes a lot of damage. Queasy is hurt as well. The lobby sees what's happening here, and a desperate spray of builds starts to come out to try to keep them alive. No armored walls. This is the worst we've seen their loot.
They went for a risky maneuver really early on for what looked like an attempt to intercept Peterbot and Pollo's pathing, but now instead they find themselves caught in the crosshairs, 2 below the damage threshold. Seemingly the first time it feels like this weekend that we've seen this duo truly struggle with their surge management, but just like that, Thomas HD, Queasy, they find a moment of relief, a chance to breathe here. regenerate their shields as much as possible. But the situation continues to remain dire here for Vico, as he's a solo, no Flixie.
A lot of our top 3 right now in desperate situations for Vico here. What can you do? He's only 47 damage above the threshold. The damage needed starting to rack up here. He knows it, we know it. And now he moves. Goes back to where his teammate was fallen. Trying to get a little heal off here. And he is missing every opportunity of the rotates. Thomas HD, Queasy have to go for a fight here. But no! They get caught and taken down! And just like that, the tournament run for Thomas HD and Queasy come to a close. Boyo and Peterbot effectively survived long enough to be your global champions.
Boyo and Peterbot, they're not even taking a moment to celebrate. It is all business as usual for these two. They want to leave it out with a bang. They're trying to find this last victory royale. Peterbot called it yesterday in interviews on socials. I will get 3 victory royales on the day.
Peterbot's dancing in the box. He knows what just happened. He knows they have done enough.
They died. Come on. Yeah. Hold them. Come on. Come on, bro. Let's go, baby. Let me look.
He knows. They know. Boyo can't even hide the smile.
What?
You know, you got to think about it. Every single major this year, they have been at the podium top, including the back-to-back coming out of the majors, and then to win the in-person event for the global competition. The interviews that were racked up across all of the competitors here pointed in one direction, and that's to Peterbot, that's to Boyo. And they are still showing up in the last game, and they'll very likely win this at this point.
Peterbot is an undisputed best player in the world currently, alongside his duo Boyo. They're still making sure to deal with the lobby as needed. Ping floating in the water here, but Peterbot and Boyo, second in Major 1. And then the hat trick to conclude the year, first place every single time. What more could you ask for?
And he's got some of the most victories pulled here on the grand final stage. Just keeping it so close as well. Nothing of a perfect performance by any means, but just so far ahead of the rest. Clearly, he's a cut above the competition, but for others, there's still a lot to fight for here as second and third are now out of the game. If Bolts and Bryce pull a big game here, they could very well jump their way up into some significant new prizing and maybe be called the third, maybe the second best team in the world.
They're not the only ones seeking it out either. You've got to keep in mind Trulex and Chicho, Wax and Ping. Also, Spinks and Dukes. It had a little bit of a slippage, but everyone is still within striking range, depending on who actually closes out. Lobby number 12, Bolts with the elimination from afar. It's gonna be Baka that falls. Pars now a victim of the surge damage takes as well as the focus of the lobby, and he's taken out.
Bolt's on the move right now, looking to secure that loot. Nicely done for him, but they are barely holding on right now. The surge should turn offline here shortly. However, they still want to find damage just to give them that peace of mind. Meanwhile, Clix is still up, trying to navigate this game. So there's a lot at works here. Bolt's looking around, Bryce looking around. What opportunities are available here? Not many.
The problem is how chaotic these final few moments are about to become. Everyone's got access to this river of sticks. Next to restored reels, the underworld dashes coming into effect. Teams able to conserve as much material as possible with these vicious rotates, not to mention the aggression avenues that it opens up with being able to immediately dash into somebody else's box. Clone, Kramsu even taking full advantage, immediately charging at Seti and Cammy, but it's Chicho and Trulex who are trying to make the difference here. Janet's gonna be taken out. Monarch pistol accuracy on point currently for Chicho.
He's just so good with it. The highlights continuing to rack up. Now Ticho and Trula sitting underneath the box of Sphinx and Dukes, who have the high ground here, but a rotate has to come out. It's a long stretch from here to the new zone. Sphinx is on the move right now. 37 players in the game, 19 duos remaining. Pewterbot and Pollo still playing the low ground right now. They have eyes on Batman, Booger, and Rapid. They have eyes on Kanata and Cooper. Who will be the next to fall victim to your champions at this point?
Pewterbot and Pollo are floating through this lobby. Quite literally, secondary height gonna fall under their control temporarily. They're still choosing to tarp forward, maintaining this front side position. They haven't challenged height just yet, but that scan bound to go out soon enough. They know Shadow Virgo directly underneath them. Bryce Bolts now trying to collapse into the same layers, but they realize it's Pollo, it's Pewterbot underneath us. We've got to escape.
They can't stick around him for too much longer, or it'll be disastrous. And what a storybook finish for Pewterbot and Pollo 2. They used to be the kings of Grim Gate, let's not forget it. They play very well with the underworld dashes at their disposal. Bolt and Bryce up against Phaser and King now. They are very, very weak. However, the surge is online, and they're taking a lot of damage here.
And Bryce and Bolts fall now. Walks, Pink, Trulex, Chicho, bound to have smiles from cheek to cheek, but the job's not finished. They've got to keep powering through. Same could be said here for Pollo and Pewterbot. They've already secured the global championship, but they don't even care. They still want more.
Still makes you wonder how much harder everyone will need to work. They want to win this one and take it from Pewterbot and Pollo, because look at what they're doing. They want to close out in strong fashion, and Brazilian duo up top of Ed and Persa are standing in their way, and Pollo wants nothing to do with it.
Pollo, Pewterbot, they know only one player is between themselves and hype. Instead, they will drop momentarily. They already got an elimination. Pewterbot's still looking for more, though. Armored Wall's gonna cut him off for the time being, but Pewterbot, Pollo, they find King. Another 6 points added to the tab, and it's not done yet.
They're gonna heal all the way up now. A little bit of mats to work with here too, but they still need a bit more. Still looking for Ed, still looking for Persa, looking to break out the build. And I think they're up top, but no. They have everything to themselves now, but no material to work with.
Batman, Booga, and Rapid, they can tell up ahead. Teams pressuring onto their ceilings, but again, Teeny, Jap, has already fallen, and Teeny just trying to do what he can to navigate the chaos. He sees Rapid go down. He wants to make his way to the body loop, but he's not going to be able to scurry any longer. Immediately taken out by Pollo nonetheless. Pewterbot finds Teeny all the while. Virgo next to fall. And Trulex, Chicho just doing what they can to survive.
And look at who jumps down once again. Pewterbot, Pollo finding all these angles onto everyone. Meanwhile, Chicho lurking on the low ground takes out the immediate competition, securing their 3rd place. Pewterbot, though, wants to win here. He's looking to take it from Reet. Claps back with a huge shot. Things have to slow down now. Pollo comes up to support his teammate. The scan comes out. They know where everyone's at. The med is there as well. Pollo, the perfect partner in crime for what is unfolding here right now. And just a couple of duels left. They don't have a lot of HP. Pollo looking to show them what he is made of.
Pollo and Pewterbot have had so much time now to recuperate what they lost as far as health is concerned. Pewterbot's already got one knock on to Trulex. It's just Chicho standing between them at this point. And Pewterbot finds his 3rd victory royale on the day, but most importantly of all, a global championship.
The undisputed 2024 champions, Pollo, Pewterbot, taking home in the only way they know how, and that is with a victory royale. Congratulations.
Everything was for this moment.
Forward! Would you please give it everything you've got for the FNCS Global Champions 2024, Pewterbot and Pollo! Congratulations. Come this way, guys. Come and stand in front of me. Bring the trophy with you. Come and stand just here, fellas. Bring that trophy, because it is very much all yours. Wow, you've done it. The Global Champions Fort Worth! Peterbot, I'm going to come to you first. How does it feel to officially confirm Global Champion?
It means the world to me. I mean, we knew we were going to win coming into it, and we're the best duo in the world.
Poyo, the trophy is yours. It has been an incredible year. Tell us exactly what's going through your mind right now as well.
I mean, this is amazing. Like, we got second the first major, and then win. It's 3P.
We heard you earlier on the comms say, greatest in the world, baby. Is that what it feels like right now? You've proved it on this main stage.
Yeah, we are the greatest in the world. I will say that, for sure.
Yo, guys, how we feeling about the win, bro?
2024 for you guys. Back-to-back
Peterbot
majors,
and
the Global
Poyo
Championship
first.
as well. It feels unstoppable. How has your experience been this weekend? Everything play out as you planned? I mean, you came into this with such confidence, Poyo.
Yeah, I think we were going to win. Like, the first few games at the start of this day didn't go as like planned, but it ended up working in the end.
I'm going to ask as well here, you were really pushed to the limits there. You came in strong today. Bit more difficult, but you managed to ride through what the experience of this year and those major titles as well. That's really what feels like got you here as well, to confirm officially greatest in the world.
3P. We got a 3P now.
I'm going to ask one last time as well, for you guys, Poyo, what do you want to say to the fans out there? I mean, Fort Worth, make some noise one more time. The fans there, everyone watching at home. Anything you want to say to them down the camera right now, just say, what do you feel? You and Peterbot right here.
Thank you for everyone being here. My family's here as well. Thank you to them. Thank you for being here.
Same for me.
One more time, Fort Worth, would you please put your hands together and give it up for your FNCS Global Champions 2024, Peterbot and Poyo!
There you have it. After an unbelievable year, Peterbot, Poyo, from a record-setting major number 2 to the back-to-back champions, coming in, defending titles. And now, here in Fort Worth, our global champions. Gentlemen, take a deep breath.
I don't need a deep breath.
You don't need a deep breath. I love it. Guys, I want you to just bask in that for a moment. You've done it. You set an unbelievable record in Major 2. You back-to-back in Major 3. And then you take it that one step further. A global championship title.
Oh, bro, let's go, dude.
Poyo, you said you're here with your family. How does it feel, man, to know you're a global champion? You've worked so hard all year long. Your family is here. NA is here with you. Fort Worth is here with you. Dig deep, tell me, how does it feel?
Feels amazing. I mean, last year I didn't do like as good as I wanted, so now winning, it feels even better. And then with the fans, my family being here, it makes it even better.
Peterbot, same question, brother. Dig deep, let me know, how's it feeling?
I mean, I have like 20 family members in the crowd right now.
Let's go.
Feels the world, you know what I'm saying?
Awesome stuff, guys. Listen, it's hard because you guys have broken records throughout the entirety of the year, almost every single one that has ever existed. You guys got second, first. Now you went on the international stage. I guess the question for me is, are your eyes or your goals set on anything else? Like, have you done it all? Do you want to go further? Do you want to just keep winning? Where are we going?
I mean, you can only just keep winning.
Peter?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think we're gonna win 3 out of 3 next year, and win the globals next year too.
Wow.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Look, Poyo, you burst onto the scene last year. I remember you were trying out with Boog. Everyone said, who's this kid? Poyo, where's he come from? NA West, what on earth is going on? Your rise has been incredible. And of course, understandably, everyone looks at Peter and goes, this guy's the best in the world. But for you to have achieved what you've achieved the past 2 years, right? Talk to me about how you've done that and advice you'd give to young up-and-coming talent who want to do what you've done.
Yeah, so I got a good teammate, Sphinx. We ended up getting 3rd, 5th. We got a coach that really helped us. So from that, and then I played with Peter. So then we won. So to the people like out there that want to play, just play, just play every day, and then just watch people, watch pros, watch your mistakes as well.
Guys, I want you to take a moment here. I just want you to just look around this stadium. Look at all of these fans standing up for you guys. They are here with you in this moment. You have created a moment in FNCS history that we'll remember forever. What do you guys want to say to these fans, to the fans at home who are watching and want to aspire to do what you do, who are literally yelling your name the same way these fans here have been yelling?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's home court advantage. The fans, you guys are amazing, and I appreciate all you guys for coming out and watching.
Same thing.
Absolutely fantastic. Fort Worth, one more time, give it up for your global champions! Guys, thank you so much. Grab your trophy, get out of here, go celebrate. We'll take those headsets from you.
Congrats, bro.
Hey.
That's right, go on. One more time, Dickies Arena, let them hear it! Man, Vivid, Levin, what do we even say? What else could we say about this duo? They have not allowed us to talk about anybody else. We've tried. We have tried. And yet, every step of the way, they have stolen the spotlight. And now they walk away as global champions.
I mean, being closely associated with the NAFNCS throughout the year, there were doubts every single major for this duo to win it. Yeah, the first one they got second, but every single time they proved everybody wrong, and Levin was talking about it. I mean, there were huge doubts coming into the global championship this year. Oh, Peterbot not going to be as good in person. Well, I think this performance has shut everybody else up. I have no idea what negative things you could have to say about this duo. They seem unstoppable.
I think everyone's pretty much established that, yes, these guys are the best team in the world. Forget about that. They are the best team of all time. There has never been a duo this good. Speaking of individuals, of course, the big man, Skinny P, there has never been a player that good. Nobody has reached the levels he has shown us this weekend. The way he played, I don't know if anybody ever will. This guy is a different gravy. This duo is a different level. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for them, man. This is special.
Just to think as well, I mean, Peterbot, it's crazy to think about it, you know. He is just this star, but behind every star, there's always that player to help him shine brighter. Pollo, it didn't matter the situations. He was always right there with Peterbot. In those situations where it looked bleak, I mean, even in that last game, Peterbot gets absolutely cracked and is recoiling, and Pollo is there instantly. Here's the med kit. Get back in the fight. This is the last game. We must win.
Sometimes it's hard to visualize. Sometimes it's hard to quantify, right? Just looking at the pure statistics. But these type of performances from Peterbot were not happening before teamed up with Pollo. There is something special about the chemistry of this duo. And while it may not always be obvious, it is definitely there.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, these guys are the blueprint going forward. I think everybody sort of had conversations after that first Major 2 dominance of, is this the future? Do you put two crazy fraggers next to each other and try and get them to figure out the game? I think we'll see a lot more duos in this mold being formed for years to come.
Just fantastic stuff, Levin. I have a question for you. You like to say that EU is on top, but how many FNCS Global Championship titles does EU have?
Go on.
How many global championship titles does NA have? Vivid, you were wearing a shirt yesterday. What was on that shirt again?
NA on top.
What do you got to say about that, big man?
Hey, man, 2024 has been NA's year. Absolutely. And I mean, no better duo you could have had than this one to be leading the charge for your region. I want to say a big props, of course. Everyone's going to, give Peterborough and Poyo the praise. Absolutely, they deserve it. A lot of people expected it to be a blowout coming into the Global Championships with how good they've been. For Queasy and Thomas to have pushed it to the limit, honestly, I can't even believe Thomas has come second again.
I know.
Queasy on the global stage to come second again, it hurts. It hurts me. It will hurt them, but props to them for just how good they've been and at least pushing us to the final game. That was something many people would have never expected to happen. So props to them and the rest of the EU boys filling up that top six. The rest of the EU boys filling up that top six. Super impressed by all of them.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously have to give Queasy Thomas flowers, right? They were the only duo. The moment Peterborough and Poyo started to pull away, they were the only duo that could hang. And it came down to the wire there. If their loadout had been just a little bit different, this could have been just infinitely changed. To see, obviously, Viv, I would have loved to see just like Invitational, and he knew what he was doing, but still to have just an amazing run. And of course, $300,000 there to the duo for coming in second place. Once again, life-changing amounts of money. You have to be proud of this duo.
Yeah, I mean, I can almost guarantee you that they're going to be heartbroken, even though second place is incredible. And we do have to point out the fact that, yeah, we came into day number 2, or maybe even the global championships as a whole being like Peterborough and Poyo, they're going to run away with it. It's not even going to be close. But Queasy and Thomas, they gave us that race. They were very, very close. They were applying the pressure to Peterborough and Poyo, and that alone deserves its own recognition.
Look, I've been handing out flowers just now. I'm going to hand out some more flowers. I just got up on that stage a second ago and was talking about moments, right? One of the moments I mentioned involves Queasy 2 years ago at the Invitational. He is now a part of, again, one of the best moments we have had in Fortnite history. This is the best IGL of all time, the greatest IGL of all time. Again, he might not be happy hearing that. Now all he would have been caring about is the chip, winning the championship. But give Queasy his flowers. GOAT status.
That's right. I mean, and of course, just a massive reminder, these are the 50 best duos in the world for Fortnite. If your favorite duo maybe did not, win or walk away in the placement that even they thought was worthy of winning or walking away, please go find them on socials. Go send them love. They are one of the 50 best duos in the world. And they competed and left everything on that stage for you at home, for everyone here in this arena, and for Fortnite history.
It's been an incredible year. 2024 closes out with a bang. Global championship delivered. We were jumping up here on the stage. We were screaming. There's probably been some voices lost throughout the arena. Shout out to the Fortnite fam and everybody associated with the competition. And a big shout out to the competitors for keeping it clean throughout 12 games. You guys delivered. Thank you for the show, and one big congratulations to Peterborough and Poyo.
Depending how many people we get.
Well, I echo what Vivid said there, man. Put it perfectly. This has been one of my favorite events of all time. It's been special. I can't wait for what the future holds. For all of these players walking off the stage now, they've been great. I hope to see all of them back in the future.
That's right. Fortnite fam, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing us to live this crazy dream of bringing 50 duos from around the world to compete for a title of global.
I don't know, it depends on how many people we have in the first place.
It has been an honor and a pleasure, and we look forward to hanging out with you more in 2025. From these fantastic people, from Mini Miner, from Kelly Link, from Monster D-Face, from The Best Taco, and Adam Savage, we look forward to seeing you in 2025. Until then, we love you. Keep yourself safe. And we'll see you on that battle bus.
Peterborough and Poyo, bruh. Wow. Wow, man. Good stuff, Peter. Let's go, bruh. Good stuff. Wow. Alright, chats. Chat, y'all down for some customs or something? Let's get something going. Chat, what shall we do, bruh? Chat, what we playing? Can I be mod though? I mean, I'm not really making mod people mod yet, but I mean, I'll make you mod. Like, if you just stay in my chat like actively, then yeah, you'll be mod eventually. Yo, shout out to Wild FN for the sub, bro. We need 6 more, bro. Come on, we got that. I thought Booga was gonna win. I mean, Booga is good. I mean, he wasn't really that close this year, though. He didn't get too close. Alright. I know, bruh. They definitely would have won. I'm gonna do a little custom, I guess, with y'all. I'll do reload. What? Okay, hold up. What you showing me? I'll check in a second. Hold up. There's trio tournament? Yo! Siphon's coming back? And it's trio FNCS. Wait, where'd you find this? Oh. Yo, shout out to, I'm not trying to say your name wrong, but I mean, you know. I saw someone say it. I subbed in chat. Yo, shout out to you. Yo, that would be an insane trio, though. Peter, Bob, Toyo, and Clicks? That would go crazy. No, bro, we need 3 more, chat. We hitting that? Chat, next year's gonna be trios FNCS. It's coming back. Hold on, did they send it on Twitter or something? Like, I don't see anything. Oh, it is! It's on Twitter. Trio, we're back to trios FNCS after what? 4 years? Dude, that's gonna be insane. No, now imagine we could actually do good. We could actually do good in FNCS together. I mean, I can't really carry you, man. I'm probably gonna end stream soon. Yo, bro, we need 2 more subs, bro. Oh my god. And it dropped to, okay, it dropped 1. It's all good though. Okay, 998. 999. Yo, 1 more, bro. Let's go, bro. Oh my god. Let's go. 1,000, bro. And y'all dropped this back down to 998. That's weird, bro. I can't lie, that's kind of weird. 997, yo, what is happening, bro? 998 again? Yo, we gotta get well above 1,000. 999. And we're back to 1,000 again. Yo, shout out to you, Ben. And we're going back down. Like, what is happening, bro? Y'all keep unsubscribing. Can you play big dice? I mean, I think that's copyright though. So. Hi. Yo, we need. Yo, bro, do not drop the sub count, bro. That's cringe. Like, we're on 1,000 on the dot. which is actually insane. I'm not gonna lie. Please, man. I can't. Man, if you're like if you come to my streams every day, then I mean, if you're active and stuff, I can mod you. I can't just mod you like randomly. It's not really fair to everyone else. Don't beg for mod, yeah. Yo, 1K on the dot, bruh. We did it again. Why'd you get timed out for 5 seconds? Bro said Peter bought info. Yo, Nightbot is so dumb. Yo, let's go. NA is better than EU? For sure, for sure. Alright, man, I'm probably gonna end stream now. Yo, that's actually, like, insane. We hit the 1K. I can't really monetize until I get, like, a good amount of views, though. You can't get monetized. Chat. Hold up, I gotta... Hold up, Blinks. Do you watch football? Yeah, I do. Blink, send another message. Yeah. I don't know why you weren't modded. You should have been modded for a while by now. I mean, is that not copyright though? It's copyright though. Alright, man. I'm probably gonna end stream, chat. Hit the 1K though. That's actually... Alright, man. I'll see y'all.